What's up, guys? Crystal from Kettle Farms. And, oh, Donald's not here today. Why? Because Donald's schedule switched, which means he works nights. Might be able to get Court over here, though. Hey, Court, come here with Mama. Come on. Come see you with some Mama. Come on. Come here. You can just fit through there. Come on. Oh, he's trying. Come on. Come on. Come on. Jump. There you go. I have a new co-host today. This is Court. And he just loves people. And he might even be a better co-host because he's not as sassy. What do you think about that? Yes. Oh, small baby. He looks as much as Donald does too. You guys hear me okay? I sound like butt because I'm sick, and I think I had the influenza A, and I had a fever one night. I had like 3 days where I literally got no sleep. So because I can't lay down, when I lay down, the coughing gets so much worse. So I've been actually laying here at night, like propped up with these pillows trying to sleep. And then I sleep with my mouth open and it gets dry and gross. And I just, gosh. Daddy says he can hear us fine. So you see him perk up when I said the word daddy? He knows that word. He is a mess. He's a mess. He's my buddy, though. And there you go. People see you here, buddy. He's not going to be that sociable or nothing. Oh. Now you got to look up. Look. How big is he? Like Court? Court is like 55 to 60 pounds. He is a pit mix. We adopted him from the SPCA in 2013, the day after we had put my other pit down, which you can see right there. That guy. That was Bastion. I had him for 11 years, and he was the best dog I've ever owned. Technically better than Court. Court's very much a snuggle bug. I've never had a dog like with Donald laying in bed. Court will like be right in between us and be totally comfortable. Whereas Bastion was not a cuddle bug, but he was a really good farm dog. Like we could let him out without a leash. He would never chase chickens. He listened a lot better. Court is very hard-headed. So, and Bastion unfortunately had a very bad accident. I was coming home one night late in 2013. This was like October. I was working in Baltimore, and I pulled in the driveway, and him and Donald were out looking at the chickens or something, and he saw my car and got really excited and ran at my car, and I ran over him. It degloved one of his front paws where it was just bone. We took him to the emergency vet. I was devastated. Like I could not think at all. And the emergency vet was like 45 minutes away, and there was blood everywhere. So we took him to the vet, and they're like, well, we can try to pin this together and, see if we can get it to fix that way. But when I brought him home, after they said that, I mean, I got a video on YouTube. He was in so much pain, laying here. And the next day I was like, there's got to be another option. So they were willing to amputate. So they amputated him. So then I had a 3-legged dog, and he did fine for like a month. It took him a little bit to figure out that he didn't have a leg. I guess dude, your ears, it's like antennas. I can't see. Oh no. So, we amputated his leg, and he did pretty good. I have a video of that on Facebook too. I should probably incorporate all of this in a video somewhere. And then I think because he had too much pressure on the legs, his right back ACL went out at that point a month later. So then he couldn't walk again. So we took him back. And the first surgery with the amputation was $4,000. And I didn't have that money. We did not have that money. So my friends put together a GoFundMe, and they raised that within, what was it, Donald, like a day or two? And they paid for the whole surgery. No questions asked, no refunds needed. So he got the amputation, and he was doing better. And then he had the ACL go out because of all the pressure he was now putting on his back legs. And that was another $4,000 surgery to fix the ACL. And I was like, well, I can't go fund a whole nother $4,000. I'll take and like figure this out on my own. So we got the ACL done, and this was like around Thanksgiving that year. So it was a month later. And he was just in a lot of pain. Healing from the surgery, I think, like I would literally sleep down because we kept him down here. We had like a pad of things for him to lay on, and I'd have to sleep on the floor because he would whine if he couldn't touch me. So I didn't get much sleep for a couple weeks there. And he just stopped getting better. Like he would lay down on the ground and couldn't get up and just urinate over himself. And he wouldn't eat. He started then getting like snappy because he was in so much pain. So we put him down after $8,000 and a whole lot of heartache. But the next day I went to the SPCA and found this jerk. And it was like 5 months, I think, when we got him. It was a way longer story than I intended, but there's a story of Bastion, who is my heart and soul. It was a big moment for us. So Quartz, what year is it now? So he's 6, he'll be 7 in August. He's old. Yeah, it was a big deal. And honestly, I feel like, and not to like put or to desensitize what PTSD is or anything, but it was traumatic enough for me that sometimes I have like, not flashbacks, but moments of like a very clear vision of when that all went down. Quit eating the wood. And you get very emotional about it. I don't know if that's like a type of PTSD where you're just like immediately you're thinking and seeing what happened, and then you get all emotional. I'm not taking you out. Can you see I'm doing something? No. Come up here. Come here and sit with mama. No. Come on. You're going to have to wait an hour. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm feeling a little better. For a couple nights there, it was pretty miserable. I didn't sleep for 2 days straight, which I started like mentally, my brain which was not functioning. I couldn't understand a lot of what was going on. I was trying to nap. And I think not last night, the night before, I finally got some sleep, just propping myself up here on the sofa. And last night, I mean, I might get like 3 or 4 hours, but I can function on 3 or 4 hours. It's definitely going to do a number on my body if I don't get some sleep soon. It's just coughing, though. I don't have any body pains or anything like that. Yeah, I feel bad for you guys, Random Mini Farm, with what you guys are dealing with Max. And I haven't even said hi to anybody. What is wrong with me? Donald, this is what happens when you're not here. I'm not paying attention. So we've got Mama Z in the house. We've got, well, Donald is Mason Dixon Compost, for those of you that don't know. So that's him. So he's still technically here, just not here. We got Naturally NC, Deanna. We got, of course, Orion. We've got Fermented Homestead, who, by the way, has an awesome video out on 10 things that she does for her health when she's getting sick. And I totally watched that over a couple times just to figure out, okay, what do I need to do? Because I feel like butt. And she's got some good information in that video. Yeah, whatever, Donald. Oh, we have Papa Z in the house. I didn't really advertise this live very much because usually I'll schedule a couple days in advance because I wasn't sure whether I could even talk. As you can tell, I'm struggling to sound clear as it is. So, and I apologize if I cough some during the live. But, and actually, I think where I got sick, we went to a wedding last week on the New Year's Day, and a couple other people in my family that were there had influenza, and I guess they decided to come to the wedding anyway, and so I think I caught it from them. So that's fun. Don't go to work sick, people. Just stay home. Don't go to things sick. Stay home. No, come here. I'm not going to take you out because, one, I'm not going to put shoes on right now. No, stop. He might start barking, by the way. He wants to go outside. Come here. Just come up here and hang out. Come on. You can lay on me. Come on. Come on. Come on. All up here. There you go. Oh, there you go. So Court's back in the camera. Yes. You like how I'm raising the Court? Yeah, not like he listens. But he's a pretty face for the camera. Look at that. Look at that face. Yeah. And I kept myself on the couch. Actually, I had Donald take me out for the first time today. I was like, I gotta get out of this house, and I want a Frappuccino, which I know goes against everything that Fermented Homestead said in her video, but you know what? I wanted a Frappuccino. I wanted something, and I didn't even get a Frappuccino. I got like a mocha. I wanted something hot. It was cold out, so, yeah. So that went against everything she said about staying healthy. Look at this lovey-dovey. Just feel big, big pretty. So I kind of had a couple things I could talk about today. I didn't really plan anything too much because I wasn't sure. I wasn't even sure I was going to do this an hour ago. But my Marco Polo Homesteader friends convinced me to still do it. So one of the things I did want to mention was that I have a client in my business. I have a marketing business. If one of my moderators want to link that one. And I did a website for a roof house washing company, like pressure washing company that also does window replacements. And they gave us, or they're giving us another 20 windows. I think we're going to pick them up tomorrow to go towards our list of windows we're putting together for our greenhouse. So we'll have probably 40 windows. We're looking to get at least 100. I think he'll be able to get us the 100 we need easily. So we're picking those up tomorrow. I might film some of that. We're almost done the chicken coop, which I'm looking forward to having that done. I will film us taking and putting that up and putting it together when we can finish that. So once that chicken coop's done, the greenhouse is the big next project, which was in our bucket list video that Fermented Homestead tagged us in. So, and I think I showed a picture in one of the lives of the type of greenhouse. It's basically just an eclectic couple walls of different windows being reused as a greenhouse. So we have to figure out how we're going to put that together. Yeah, free is always in the budget. I am really excited. And that may be a tip for people is find window replacement companies. A lot of times, some of them will try to sell them. I've seen people trying to sell like old vintage windows, like the 9 panes, which I love those windows. I would collect them as much as I can. They'll sell them for like $20 a pop on like Facebook Marketplace. But if you can find someone that does window replacements, a lot of times they'll let you come and pick them up for free. So if you're ever looking to do some kind of like cold frames where you just stick windows on hay bales, which is all we've done, and that's worked great. And then you can reuse the hay in your garden as a cover or as a mulch. That's a great way to do cold frames in the winter, or if you want to do the greenhouse thing, I mean, windows. You could always use windows. Prairie grid windows? I'm not sure. You'll have to link me on Marco Polo what a prairie grid window is, but I think, Donald, can you, since you aren't like live, can you pull up the picture of the Pinterest thing and Gmail it to me, and I'll show it real quick. But that's exciting, so that's going to happen soon. I still haven't bought seeds. We still have a lot of seeds. I know. Hi, Tinker's wife. So we're going to buy seeds soon, and I want to start herbs theoretically this weekend. We'll see. There's a couple herbs I want to get started. I might just put them upstairs in the office window for now. We do have seed shelves in the basement that Donald built, and we've got some heating pads for some of the seed tray where the seeds will go. And then once they come up, we have a shelf with lights that we move them up to, and that also has heat, I think. But it's still a little cold in the basement for seeds. It's more of a spring thing. I know, Mommy, it's just the coffee. I'm sorry, guys. I think this is the last of it, at least. And Donald hasn't messaged me that link yet, so he might be busy. He does have to work. I have something else I wanted to talk about, but no, I don't remember. Another cool thing, we reached 250 subscribers. So it was either like 2 or 3 days ago. Donald and I decided we're going to do a giveaway. I don't know what it's going to be yet. Maybe we'll have a decision by our next live. And for me, because I've been at other people's giveaways, I don't want to do where you have to answer a question about the channel, because I know that everybody watches the channel. And like, there's a lot of I follow like a new channel almost every day. So I don't have the ability or the time to go back and watch all their old videos right away. I like to watch the new ones in the morning. That's like my coffee thing. Dog. So what I want to do is to give everybody a fair chance, new or old watchers, is I might just do like a random pick, like do a random wheel and pick one for the winner, rather than be like, hey, what's our dog's name? And then people that maybe they just joined tomorrow, and they have the same opportunities to win. So we're thinking about doing it that way. I think someone did a live recently, and I've been watching their channels for maybe 2 weeks. And I've really liked their videos. But they're like asking me these questions that I'm like, oh, I probably wouldn't know that unless I've been watching for like a couple months. So I couldn't answer any of them. And that's when I decided, no, I'm just going to do a random. But yes, we're going to do a 250 giveaway. We'll probably do a 500 giveaway, 750, and then 1,000 will be a massive giveaway whenever we get to that point, which I'm hoping will be this year. Oh, Donald did send me a link. So in regards to, yes, so this is a good example of the type of window greenhouse. So I can get it so it's not so glary. Oh, there you go, maybe. Can you guys see that? Where it's just haphazard windows put together and a really nice, and I'll paint them all white, the trim for all of them. But I really like just, it's clean and it's kind of cottagey looking, but it's just, I feel like that could easily be done with free windows. And it's gorgeous. It's like a country cottage. So that's our goal. You could also do a fun trivia, like how did Gilligan get on the island? Right. I could. Useless facts trivia. I think the first one we'll just do a random pick, but maybe like the 500 and the 750, we'll change it up or something. But yeah, I'll have to figure that out. But now we got to figure out what we want to give away. But we do have a lot of seeds. It could be a book. it could just be a gift card. Have to figure that out. Being the time of season it is right now, I think a Baker Seed gift card, if they do gift cards, would be a good one, since people are in that seed buying mode anyway. No, I'm not taking you out. One, I'd have to put my shoes on. Two, I'd have to take the laptop with me so I could keep talking because you're so rude. Come here. Just come lay down. Chill out for 40 minutes. No, go lay down. I hear Dad getting up. Dad's gonna take him out. I would take him out, but I'm doing a live right now, so.
Yeah, fuck your business. It's all right.
Pick up a whole seed kettle. I got TSC. Yeah, I could do that. TSC is like a homesteader's mecca, I swear to God. There is another thing. I got fuzz in my mouth or something. That is it's a project that's kind of looming. I've been talking about with some of the other homesteaders on Marco Polo. Creating a homesteaders network website. Like, I obsess over websites all the time. And I'd like there to be a central location for all these people that do what we do. Like, there's homesteaders, and then there's homesteaders that do YouTube. And we're all homesteaders. Court, go outside.
Come on.
You got pee-pee? Anyway, creating a system, like here's a list of all the homesteaders that are on YouTube. Here's a list of their latest videos. Here's a list of their latest announcements and latest contests, and just like a portal for all of us YouTubers that are on Homestead. What are the festivals that are out there for homesteaders that are active on YouTube? Or maybe a good way to recruit other people that are homestead and don't know that there's this community on YouTube. But I've already thought of a name for it. I've already started the design for it. I just got to figure out some of the logistics behind it, but I think it would be kind of cool. Like, I want to know when all the lives are. I know that Two Family Homesteads, they keep a running PDF that they post around in some groups, but I'm of the mindset where I don't want people to have to download PDFs regularly or at all, because it does take up mobile data, it takes up mobile space, and a lot of us are recording on our phones. I run out of space all the time. I have to clean out my phone. So the more PDFs we have downloaded, the more space that takes up for people to be able to make these videos. So I figure if it's a resource that can just be gone to a website to review, that would probably be better. Yeah, a live calendar would be great. So that's in the works. Mama Z's Texas Kitchen and I had a discussion the other day where I think it was, she even mentioned it in one of her recent video where she was doing like muscadine jelly or something. Where was it the muscadine grape juice or muscadine juice had something like beet juice to color or something to color it? Or what was that, Mama Z? Because what sparked our conversation was she was complaining about that, and we were talking about how, like, I love documentaries like Food Inc., Sustainables on Netflix, by the way. I watched it again last night because it's one of my favorite documentaries ever. If you have Netflix, check out Sustainable, because it's all about building sustainable food communities. And it basically, and it's something I would love to do here in Adams County. I don't know whether the farmers around here would be up for it, but this one farmer created this Stewards of the Land. I think it might even be like stewardsoftheland.com, where he gets all the farmers together, and he's in the Chicago area. But they go to all these restaurants and find out what these restaurants want for ingredients. Like, one of them was a corn that had been lost for ever. It was store-bought juice that had the beet juice. Yeah. So this Stewards of the Land, he has like a bread maker that wants a special kind of einkorn wheat that's like ancient grain. Another one wanted a special corn that he couldn't find. It was like some kind of white Indian corn that nobody grew anymore. So he finds growers that are willing to grow these things and provide to these restaurants. And it helped save a lot of small farms, because as small farmers, we think, well, let's grow everything that we think people want. But then if everybody does that, then the market's kind of flooded with these products. But he organized these farmers together. And basically, this person, they know they want to grow spinach, or maybe there's a certain type of beet that this restaurant wants regularly, who'd be willing to grow this. And then everybody was able to make money and come together. And he saved a bunch of small farms by doing that. I think that's such a good idea. And it not only keeps your food local, but one of the things they talk about is getting away from the monocrops and getting away from, I think one of the ways they described it is, if you have a wheat field, like your standard wheat field as we have here in America, it's like if you have a key to a house, let's say you're like a pest, and you have this key to a house, and that key, you can open one house, but you can't open the next house. But if you monocrop and you use these seeds that are designed to be exactly the same, exactly the type of seed, exactly the type of yield that you're going to get, it all has that same DNA structure. So you have that one key you can access as a pest every single one of those plants. And it makes the plant more detrimental from pests and stuff like that. So yeah, like a co-op, Deanna. But it really got me thinking. So I'm rambling kind of, but if you do watch Netflix at all, it's called Sustainable. It's a fantastic documentary. It's one of my favorites regarding growing your own food and being sustainable. And that's something that we're passionate about at our farm. I feel like I'm just talking my ear off. Has anybody here ever watched that one, by the way? Am I seeing all the chats? I hope I am. Toggle timestamps. Yes, let's do that. There we go. Yeah. And honestly, from Enohem said, I have the ability to have extra people using my account that aren't, it's just me, Dad, and like, that's pretty much it. Because when Donald watched it, he's here at the house. So if you ever did want to borrow it, just let me know, because it's really good. It's got some good stuff on there. We watched, yeah. I'm kind of skipping around. The reason I brought up Mama Z's and this whole food thing is that she and I are thinking about starting a Take Our Food Back campaign, where we know where the food comes from. We're tired of, yellow number 5s and dyeing things with weird ingredients. And what's the corn syrup? That corn syrup that everybody hates. Yeah, the Take Back Our Food campaign. So, hey, Rustic Traditions. Court's back inside. Hey, Dad. High fructose. Yeah, that one. High fructose corn syrup. Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
Why don't you bring me 2 treats for him as well, so he doesn't try to nip at you when you go by? I'll distract him with those. Court has this weird thing where it's like a herd thing, where if Dad tries to walk through, he tries to nip at him. And Dad's also on blood thinners and has bad blood flow in his legs, so getting a cut would be a big deal. So sometimes you have to figure out ways to get him to stop nipping. So let me get that. Yeah, if you give me 2 of them, I'll try to keep him distracted while you go back into your bed.
No.
No, it's fine. You just go back into your room, and I'll just talk. Hey, sit. Stop. Do you want to come up here? Come on. You're stepping on my purse. There he goes. So now he can go crazy. So we got Rustic Traditions in here now. Catahoula does that. Yeah. In Court, we don't know what he's mixed with. He's very tall and lanky for a pit bull. We know he's part pit bull. I will say there's an Italian breed I've seen out there that's all white with red ears. I don't remember the name. Sorry, guys. If there's anybody that's into mythology, the Welsh god of the underworld. I don't remember his name, but his hellhounds, they're also called ratchet hounds, if you need to Google it. They were all white with red ears. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Court's a jerk, so he's obviously a hellhound. He's okay. He can be a jerk. I'll tell you what, guys, my back, though, is killing me from coughing. I've never coughed this much, like, consistently for a week. Like, my head, I feel like my blood vessels are going to pop. My back hurts from coughing. I'm like, gosh, I'm getting old. I actually am turning 40 this year. I've been trying to think of something fun to do for it, but so far I don't know. One, I'm broke. And the thing I would like to do is go to Medieval Times. I think we have one down in Baltimore somewhere. But it's expensive. But I would love to go with my friends to Medieval Times. So. You may have any questions so far? I had another topic I wanted to talk about, and then it was one of those things where it was, oh, such a great idea, squirrel. And then you're like, oh, I can't even think of it anymore. It's gone. But it was a good idea. So we'll just pretend I did. Didn't really, though. Check out my moderators. That's gross, Donald. Yeah, I think Medieval Times would be fun. I've never been. I do go to the Ren Fair somewhat regularly. We didn't go this year. We have one in both Maryland and Pennsylvania we go to. I like the PA one better. The PA one, they have a thing called Celtic Fling every June, and 𝙒𝘼𝘋 plays there. And if you guys are ever into Scottish Highlander music, they used to be in a band called Clan and Drama. It's spelled like this. And then they broke up. Now they're in a band called 𝙒𝘼𝘋. You can see them on YouTube, but they're phenomenal. I've been following them for like 15, 20 years. I'd really like the sickness to go away. Guys, have any remedies for coughs? I was doing hot toddies for a little bit, and I'm almost out of honey. So there's that. Pineapple juice and honey. To get some more honey tomorrow. Honey and cinnamon. I do have cinnamon. I actually made some elderberry syrup last night, and then I forgot I didn't have any honey. So it's sitting there waiting to be sweetened with honey. Mullion. I don't have any of that either, I don't think. We had a bunch growing out back. Smoke rabbit tobacco. What are you about, like rabbit shit? I know that certain Native American tribes smoke buffalo shit. I actually used to sweat with a Lakota group here, technically down in West Virginia. But the guy that runs it grew up on Rosebud Reservation over in South Dakota, which is like a sister reservation to Pine Ridge. And I've been to a couple of the sweats. I haven't gone in years. I would like to go again, actually. I'm trying to think how long it's been. We've never done a legit sweat lodge. It's an amazing experience. You have to have a high pain tolerance though, which I do. But it was just invigorating. I feel bad you guys listen to me cough. If I can't get it to calm down, I might have to end the live early. Anybody have any other questions? Or I'm trying to think of something to say between my coughs. Our weekend technically starts tomorrow. Our weekends are Fridays and Saturdays. We both work Sunday through Thursday. So as far as weekend plans go, we're going to pick up those windows tomorrow. We have to do a couple errands. And I think we're planning to finish the coop this weekend. Right. I feel bad because people don't know me really on a personal level that well. I mean, I guess a lot of you guys do, the moderators and Donald, and so I don't mind it so much. But like people just come in to visit and they're like, "Oh, look at this girl hacking up along on the channel. It's gross." Click. That's what I worry about. Saturday, I think we're playing D&D. Or is that tomorrow, Donald? Let me know. I don't remember. I think it's actually tomorrow because we played last Saturday. So we'll have D&D tomorrow night. Saturday, we have the whole day to just work on the farm. We'll probably do some filming. We're actually planning to film the 5 tips in 5 minutes collaboration. There was another one. If I can remember what it was. The Vision 2020 from Royal Amethyst Acres. We're going to film that one this weekend, as long as I can talk. Yeah. And I get a lot of raft for that because so that's just one guy is like, every time I'm sick or something, he's like, you just never stop working. I'm like, well, what else am I going to do? I can either sit here at a computer or I can sit here and watch TV. Either way, my ass is sitting here. So I might as well get some work done. I like working. I know some people don't, but I like working for myself. Now, if I worked for another company, because I used to work for an agency down in Baltimore that did web design. I worked for one in Frederick, and I was salary for both of those. So there were expectations of a lot of long hours, and it was an hour commute for one and then an hour and a half commute for the other one. In that instance, I don't want to work for other people. I'd rather work on my stuff. But I've always got constant projects going on. I'm about to restart up another one that I had last year. Yeah, I like personal productivity. And the other thing, like Jason over at Big Bear Homestead, a lot of people were asking him some questions about monetization on YouTube. And he's like, don't rely simply on monetization on YouTube for your income, because it's going to be disappointing. You're not going to make much money. It doesn't matter how big, like you would have to get up Justin Rhodes big or something to make a decent amount of money on here. I'm happy to get up to 1,000, 10,000. That's fine. But again, you're still not going to make much money. So what Justin does is, we all know he's a good businessman. He's got books, courses, a members only area of his website, like just different avenues. So while I love doing YouTube and I love creating videos and getting to know people, and I've met some of my very best friends since October through doing this. I definitely don't want it to be the only thing that we do. So I've got 21 books that I've had listed that I want to write for like the last 5 years. I have my business, the marketing business. We're about to start that composting business. I'm actually just started selling online courses. The first one was supposed to be last night, but I couldn't do it because my students don't need to hear this. But every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. From now until the foreseeable future, Court's picking up a bone and dropping it, by the way. That's what that noise is. I'll be teaching courses, 1 hour long webinars. You can be at home. You don't have to have pants on or anything, on Facebook 101 for business. The one that was supposed to be this week was social media tips for small businesses. The one next week is understanding hashtags, I think. Or no, how to create a social media calendar for your business or for your homestead. So each course is $50. You get added to in a mailing list and a Facebook group that's exclusive to my clients. Like, that's another avenue. I teach seminars in person here in Gettysburg. I taught one in July, and we had almost 30 people participate in that one, and those tickets sold for $100 each, and I provided breakfast and lunch. So just finding different ways to bring in money is important. I know Donald and I were thinking about selling herbs because smaller space, easier to grow once they're established. And we don't have a whole lot of land, so we could sell vegetables, but you need a lot of vegetables to make a decent profit for the amount of labor that you're doing. We just don't have that much land, but we could do all kinds of herbs. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do what Edible Acres does and start doing a nursery type thing where we're selling tree starts and things like that that don't take up room because they're just starts. So I thought about doing some video on that kind of stuff, different ways to make money on the homestead that aren't just eggs and vegetables and meat, but we'll see. Actually, I thought about doing I took a YouTube SEO seminar the other day because we do SEO in my business, search engine optimization. But I would love to take that information and drill it down where it's relevant to homesteaders specifically and do maybe a live on that stuff for free for the homesteaders. So that might be a thing to do too. It's just constant ideas. It's just constant. I got some children's books I want to write. I used to be a very big reader. I haven't read in a long time. I need to read more. Like, I mostly read reference books now, but like to sit down and read a story, I haven't done that in forever. $10 a pop. Yeah, I've got a huge aloe plant here. I don't know where it's at right now. It's somewhere. But I could make some I started taking down my Christmas stuff. I have not done that yet. I'm getting sick. Have any of you actually done like side businesses? I know Mama Z's does jams and jellies and things. We were talking about cottage laws and stuff on Marco Polo about that. Natural NC does soaps. Random Mini Farm and Forge. Dennis, the other half of that channel, makes those beautiful knives. We shouted them out in our last video. I'm trying to remember all the channels we shouted out to do the Baker Seed honeymoon giveaway, and I know they were one of them. So, Kat, if you have not seen it, if you watch my last video, it's the Baker Seed giveaway newlywed game that maybe you and Denny could do. I think that'd be fun. Oh, and Kat does photography, like wedding and baby photography. I know, at least. I'm sure she does portraits and stuff too. So, I know the key to starting a business is to find something you're good at and passionate about and figuring out a way that it solves a problem for other people and then turning that into a business. That's essentially all it is. You find a problem, you find a way to solve it, and then you create a business out of that. I could talk about business all day. And this is my problem. I try to separate the homestead farm stuff from my marketing business mind. Now, granted, there are ways that they overlap, but for the most part, people aren't here to hear me talk about business as much. They're here to talk about the farm, and I guess part of it, our lives is who we are and stuff, right? I don't know. Yeah, side hustles. And maybe that would be a cool video. You guys just inspired me to do another video. Side hustles for homesteaders. I'm texting it to you, Donald. Don't let me forget. He might be hurting a turd right now. That'd be a cool video. Another video I plan to do, it's going to take a little research, but I've already started, is why Maryland is considered Southern, because there was a debate in some of my other homesteaders group where like Maryland's below the Mason-Dixon line, but people are like, but it's not Southern. And I'm like, but it is. So I have to put that. This will be a fun video to do. Yeah, when you factor in YouTube, I mean, we do start YouTube as in my business. Going back to my business, I have a thing that I'm trying to brand. It's called the Misfit 3 E's of social media. And YouTube is a type of social media. It's the second largest search engine in the world, Google being number one. They're both owned by Google, so that's a pretty massive market. But the three Misfit, my business is called Misfit Interactive. The three Misfit E's are to educate, to entertain, and to engage. Those are the three principles that I try to teach to my clients that you need to involve in all of your social media. If it's not educational, if it's not entertaining, and if it's not you engaging with people, then don't post it. Or at least have that be 80% of your post, because a lot of what I see businesses do is they talk about, well, check out this awesome review we got for how awesome we are, or we want to talk about how our business is the best at such and such and such. And I tell you right now, nobody's going to follow Pepsi if all Pepsi does on Twitter is talk about how awesome they are, because nobody cares. They really don't. And I have a video about this up on my Misfit Facebook account. But if you provide some sort of value in everything that we do, even in this venue here, if we provide a value, then people will pay attention and they will come back. So you have to either be entertaining or you have to be educational, which is why a lot of us do recipe videos, because those do really well and they're very simple and we all cook. And Fermented Homestead, I'm going to call you out again. Love her videos because it's all about educating people about fermenting food, which is a huge thing. People need to understand how important fermented food is. And then, of course, engagement. These lives are engagement. It allows you to have direct access to me. And that's a form of engagement. So those are the three principles from a marketing person of what you should focus on in everything that you do for your business online. Hey, Walterman, I'm sorry I missed your live earlier. I was actually driving home to get ready for this one. Plus, I'm sick. But I hope your giveaway went well. I don't know if you gave it away at your video or if that was you announcing you were going to do a giveaway, but I will watch the replay after this. So, all right, let me see if I messed anything. It's a Rustic Traditions. You're the one that inspired me to do the homestead side hustles. Random mini farms, both being self-employed, always needing extra income to fill the gaps. Yes. Dude hustles are a big part of our life. Awesome for your body. Yes. Love the idea of fermented foods. I love sauerkraut when it's done well. I made some a couple years ago, and I actually still have some of it in a jar. It's all brown now, but it just didn't, I mean, it was good. But we get this one. It's called Sweet Farms. If you ever look it up, Fermented Homestead. Sweet Farms Sauerkraut. They're based in Frederick, Maryland. So they're local, but their sauerkraut is so good. I would love to be able to do that level of sauerkraut. Donald's really a big fan of kimchi, so I want to look into that, making my own kimchi. I love the idea of the fermented condiments, like fermented hot sauce. I love the Crystal hot sauce out of Louisiana, but I would totally make my own and ferment it. I think that would be awesome. You should do a series of fermented condiments. That would be a cool series. Yeah, that was the other issue we have is Thursday nights is also like Broussard's is at 9 o'clock on Thursdays. And I'm like, oh, I feel so bad. But we had a conversation with them and they understood. Sometimes I actually have to double fist lives. The other night, who I was double fisting. I was double fisting Naturally NC on my computer because I was moderating so I could type easier. And then I had like Big Bear on my phone. And then I can actually have a third one on the TV. So sometimes I'll even triple fist lives just to support these channels that I really enjoy. But when it's me giving a live, I can't listen to other stuff going on. I think Mama Z's, I was double fisting somebody too. I was watching Mama Z's on here as a moderator and then listening to somebody else on my phone as well. So I was kind of, yeah. Well, see, your mind always goes that way, Daniel. I didn't know what else to call it. Double fisting seemed like the word. And then every morning when I get up, I like to have you guys up on the TV while I'm like waking up and I got my coffee. I catch everybody's latest videos. So, so that's a big thing for me too. I really actually like some of the channels that do daily videos. It's fun. Double multi-boxing. No, I don't like those words. Yeah, and it can get overwhelming with the amount of channels that are out there putting out regular content. So if it gets too overwhelming with too many to watch in the morning, I will skip topics that I know I might not be interested in. But for the most part, everybody that I know attends our lives, and Donald keeps a running list. Actually, I'll show it to you. Donald, when he was at the lives, would keep this list regularly. And he'll probably go back and see who attended this one. But anybody that's attended our lives, I make it a point to watch every video they put out. If they have not, and I'm subscribed to them, if it's an interesting topic, I'll watch it. But if it's not, it may be that I skip it in order to make sure that I'm watching people that have come to our lives. So I have to see. Yeah, I can't do daily with the farm, with my business. I run 2 religious groups out of my home, alternative religious groups. And then other side businesses that we want to do. I think 2 weeks probably going to be good for a while. If we get to the point where we're making decent money, I might push it to 3. Technically, it is 3 if you count the lives, but every Monday and every Friday right now is when we're putting up content. And actually, if you guys want to vote on something, let's try a thumbs up versus a smiley face. I have 2 videos that I'm going back and forth between which one to put out for Friday. The first one is sweet potato pie. That would be the thumbs up. Or if you want to do smiley face, chicken and dumplings. I've got both recorded. I just got to figure out which one I want to post Friday. So if you want to vote now, thumbs up for the sweet potato pie, smiley face for the chicken and dumplings. Then that will determine what video I actually edit, maybe tonight for Friday. From at home said, I see what you did there. Scrambling at 2 out with working full time, plus really trying to get out a third. Yeah. Yeah, and it's about to get to be our busy season. So we're all going to be planting seeds. We're all going to be, chicken season starts next month, getting peeps and taking care of them. So I think it's pretty much busy season from now till like November. So we got smiley face, mostly smiley faces, but we do have, I don't know where the flexing is coming in. We have another pie. So we got 2 pies and 1, 2, 3, 4 chicken and dumplings. So that might be the chicken and dumpling coming up on Friday then. And then I can do the pie next week. And the pie is actually a, it's technically gluten-free, I don't actually make a pie crust for it. I have not figured out that part yet. I do like a graham cracker crust that's gluten-free that I get a giant. But the fillings for the pie, it's sweetened with honey. There's no sugar aside from the honey. It's just really good. It's literally my favorite pie. Maybe they just want to see my muscles. You know, I used to lift weights, and I've got a boxing bag downstairs that I need to dust off and start using again. Donald says I have power punches. He's got the speed. He's like a little ninja, like a little monkey, spider monkey. But he says I got the power punches and knock him across the room. And that's actually one of the things I've been trying to get back into, is getting into more of an exercise routine. But when I was in the hospital at the end of October, then we got hit with Thanksgiving, then we got hit with Christmas, and I got sick. So I'm like, all right, that's enough. I'm done. I'm ready to get back into a routine. Can't find the thumbs up. You guys are funny. Yeah, editing is definitely time consuming. I guess filming could be too, but I think going through all the filming is probably the hardest part. Finding time to film, making sure you have everything you need to film. It's a lot, but we will have some more filming coming up this weekend. So chicken and dumplings, that's the one I'm going to put out on Friday. So get ready for that one. It's actually my grandmother's recipe from Alabama. And it's a very simple recipe. Like I was talking to Mama Z, she does one with cream, but I do mine with chicken broth. So I didn't realize there were multiple ways to do that. It's almost 10. I've made it through without coughing too terribly much. It does kind of feel weird not having Donald here for it, because he can kind of fill in when I don't have anything to say. Broth and canned milk. Yeah, I've never put milk in chicken and dumplings. It's weird. I'm actually craving chicken and dumplings right now. I'm trying to think what else. I wanted to do, because there was a cookie collaboration that I was going to get in on and I didn't. I make a paleo grain-free chocolate chip cookie that's sweetened with honey also, and it's pretty good. Yeah, chicken dumplings is a staple. I love it. I don't eat it so much anymore because we try to avoid grains, but every once in a while you get a hankering. I get me a solid hankering. Trying to think who I haven't shouted out. I've been shouting out a lot of people recently. Yeah. My dad's mother, her, and that's my dad's dad, who's actually the same as that one right there, when he was with the recruiter for the Baltimore Orioles, because he was a pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles when they were in the minors. But she could make the best biscuits and best pancakes. And that was never taught to me. She actually died when I was 16, which to me, that was plenty of time to teach me how to do that stuff, but she never did. And then my mom's mom, she's the one that taught me to do the chicken and dumplings. That's the family that's from Alabama. I don't remember if she taught me anything else. I think that was it, food-wise. Now, that one's the one that, if you saw that turkey recipe, how to cook a frozen turkey in like 3 to 4 hours, that was her. She's the one that did that, and I've never cooked a turkey in the oven. Not once in my whole life. It's always been her way on the top of the oven, or the top of the stove top. Opening up a pack of cookies and putting on a plate. You should. That would have been funny. My favorite cookie is either chocolate chip. Although there was this company in Frederick, oh my gosh. They made a soft ginger cookie that had crystallized ginger in it. It was the best ginger cookie, and I love ginger cookies. And then they made a sugar cookie with lavender in it, and it was the best sugar cookie I ever had. They have closed down, but man, I would love to learn to make both of those. But I also really like shortbread cookies a lot. Yeah, I wish more people had taught me, but I'm very, very happy that as an 80s child, I grew up in a time when I was in high school in the 90s, that's when the internet became a thing, and that, as Gen X people, we grew up on the internet. So, which is one of the reasons why I have a digital agency is, I've never been to college, so all of this is self-taught, but we can find anything online. So if I want to find me a lavender sugar cookie recipe, I'm sure I can find one. Hey, TNS, good to see you. Don't mind my sick. I swear you won't catch it. I will say my aunts were pretty good at being a part of my life once I kind of disowned my mom. So I didn't really have a very good mother figure growing up, but I had a lot of really good aunts that helped out when I was a teenager and needed that guidance. So I definitely appreciate that. Aunts are pretty cool. Ha ha ha, Orion, you're so funny. I know, all these people, all these homesteaders were sick on Marco, and all of a sudden I get it. But I do think I got it at that wedding last week. People just need to stop going in public sick. Like, it's not worth it getting other people sick. My back is killing me from all this coughing, y'all. I swear. I never thought that a muscle back there was one that you used when you coughed, but apparently it is, because I figured it out. Well, if anybody does want to be on Marco, and I know that Stringland Farms, I think, sent me an invite, and I completely forgot to respond because I got inundated. But feel free to message me on either Facebook or on Copper Kettle Farms Facebook, and I can add you to our Marco. And some of us that are really close on Marco Polo that are homesteaders even Marco from the toilet. That's how much of a family we are. It's like my morning thing. I'll be on the toilet and I'll be like, good morning. In the tub or shower. I've Marcoed from the shower. A couple of like Royal Amethyst and Deanna both naturally NC. You guys have done it from the tubs, so I actually really like Marco Polo. Donald's family is in Texas, so it allows us to have that video, that face-to-face conversation, even if it's just, hey, how you doing? It still allows you to keep that connection going, and it's not just like out of sight, out of mind. Months go by and you're like, oh shit, I forgot to say hi to my mom. So I think it's important for community building. Yeah, I don't have any quiet places in the house here, really. That's why I have an office in downtown Gettysburg. That's where I was before I got on here. It's just a one-room office, and I've got everything I need, even a lounge chair if I want to take a nap. And it's just quiet. I can work all day. Like, I appreciate silence. And I was talking to some of the other homesteaders about this. I don't know if it's because I'm getting old, but noise really annoys me now. Like, I don't like noise. And I don't remember being like that in high school, because I would party hard in high school. But right now I'm just like, I just want quiet. No TV, no dog barking. I just want quiet. Yeah, and it's the same with Donald. Like there's some days, and it would have been this past Tuesday, I had like 3 meetings from 8 p.m. to 2 p.m. and then I was going to be at the office. I wouldn't have seen Donald at all. But with Marco, you can still have conversations and see each other. Yeah, I totally would have marked you last night from Men at Homestead to talk about the ginger tea, but you messaged me back, so on Facebook. But feel free to friend me on Facebook too if you guys want. The name is Crystal Groves, Groves. You've probably seen me in some of the groups, but my avatar, if you're looking, I don't know if I can get that to not be glary. Maybe not. That's the profile. It's not gonna work either. It's a very diva looking profile picture. Maybe if I got closer. There. If you guys see that picture as the avatar for Facebook, that's me. Feel free to friend me. Look at you moderators doing such a good job. You guys always give love to the moderators. Check out their channels, subscribe. They sit here and they do this type of work for just to support the channel. Obviously, I don't pay them to do it, but they're willing to do it, and I do it for them. I guess that's a form of payment, reciprocity. But always check out the moderators. They're the ones with the gear next to their names. They're the ones that make sure everything runs smoothly for me while I cough up a lung. As far as a shout out, since I'm probably going to end this so I can continue to cough my lungs and my soul out. I like to call out people that are actually at the lives if I can. So let's go ahead and shout out TNS Dogs and Dragonflies Farm. I know they came late, but I remember at one of the lives they explained to me what that name meant. And correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. But the name was from when you guys when you adopt a dog or when a dog passes, is when you see a bunch of dragonflies on your farm. Which one is accurate there? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'm totally going to veg out and like Netflix and not chill, but Netflix and veg when they pass. So check out TNS Dogs and Dragonflies Farm. I thought their name was so cute. And we subscribe to them and I watch their videos when they put a new one out. And they've been pretty faithful with attending my lives for some reason. It's always appreciated, but I'm like, why do people want to talk to me? So that is my shout out for the end of this live. We try to shout out at least one channel at the end of all of our lives. And this Sunday, I think Donald and I are going to try to do a live at 11 a.m. our time together because he can't attend these anymore because his schedule switched. So I think Sunday at 11 our time Eastern, we might try to do a live together. I'll have to see if the schedule works out that way. But if you want to attend that, we'll see you then. Check out for my video tomorrow on the chicken and dumplings recipe. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell if you want to get notified when the videos come out. And check out all the links that I have in the description if you want to support us or just see some of the work I do with my company. I do have that linked in the description as well. I'm going to end this one now, though, so I can relax. Usually these run for an hour and a half, but you guys have been great. I really appreciate you putting up with my sickiness. So I'm going to go ahead and go. You guys take care. And I hopefully will not be coughing during the next live. So see you guys.